Welcome to Real Talk that School Forgot. I'm Chris and I'm here with my good friend and co host Soren. Between us, we've spent a long time helping people figure out their money, their mindset, and their direction in life. We realized something simple yet common. Nobody ever taught this stuff. So, this is our way to close that gap. Each week, we're breaking down the lessons life skipped from managing your first paycheck to building real wealth to things that actually make adult life work.
Yeah, I like to say life doesn't come with a syllabus, so consider this your guidebook. The goal isn't to sound like a classroom, it's to have real conversations about money in a way that actually makes sense. And today we're starting from the beginning, what every 18 to 30-year-old should have on their financial checklist before the real world hands you the bill. Think of this as your starter kit for financial adulthood. Let's start with budgeting because that's where everything begins. People hear that word and immediately think of restrictions. Well, there goes my fun. But a budget isn't about saying no to doing the things you enjoy. It's about understanding where your money's going and making sure it lines up with what exactly matters to you. We like to put in place a 50-30-20 rule. It's the simplest place to start. 50% to your needs, rent, bills, groceries, 30% for your wants, dinners out, hobbies, travel. I love to golf. That's where my 30% is going to. And 20% for your future, savings, investing, paying off debt. That structure alone can change the game.
Exactly. And you don't need fancy tools to make it work. I've seen many people crush their goals using basic Google Sheets, a budgeting app, or even the Notes app on their phone. The key is consistency. Tracking your spending for even 1 month can be extremely eye opening. So when you know where every dollar goes, you stop wondering why you're broke 2 days before payday. Budgeting is freedom. It's not a cage. It gives you control and helps you spend intentionally instead of impulsively. So once the budget's in place, the next step is protection, and that's your emergency fund. This is the safety net that keeps your small problems from turning into financial disasters. And so ask yourself this. If your car broke down tomorrow, could you handle it without stressing out or swiping your credit card or asking your parents for money? If the answer is no, that's your starting point. Aim for $500 at first, just enough to cover the average surprise. From there, work your way up to $1,000 and eventually 3 months of expenses and then 6 months of expenses. Keep it separate from your main account so it's not easy to accidentally spend. I like to think of it as future you insurance because life will test you. And this fund keeps those moments from completely destroying your progress.
Exactly. And building it doesn't really have to feel impossible. Automate small transfers like 25 a week, toss in side gig money or refunds, even birthday cash. Before long, you'll have that cushion. When something goes wrong, because life happens, it will, it may, you'll think of yourself and you'll have that safety net ready instead of scrambling for high interest loan or, a credit card. Now, let's talk about where to store that emergency fund because not all savings accounts are truly created equal. A lot of people leave their money sitting in standard savings accounts earning, 0.01% interest rate, which basically means their cash is taking a nap while inflation just continues to eat away at it. Instead, look for a high yield savings account, otherwise known as HYSA. That's where real money starts to earn something, often 4% or more these days.
Yeah, and think about it like this. On $1,000, a basic savings account might give you a couple of cents a year, while a high yield savings account could earn you 40 bucks. The same deposit, but a significant difference. And so when you're choosing one, check a few things. A solid APY, no monthly fees, easy transfers to your checking, and good mobile access. Most are FDIC or NCUA insured up to 250K per depositor, so your money is completely safe and still working for you.
And Chris, automation's your best friend here. Set up recurring transfers and so the account grows when you're not even thinking about it. Label it something clear, like emergency funds. So you're not tempted to dip in. Little pro tip, create subdivision accounts or sinking funds, we like to say, for things that may come up or will come up, like car repairs, vacations. So you don't have to raid that real emergency fund for predictable stuff.
Yeah, one quick heads up, the interest you earn is taxable. So you'll get a 1099 form at tax time, but that's no biggie. The point is to keep your money safe, liquid, and productive. That's the high yield savings account advantage. Your cash protects you and pulls its weight. So by now, you've built a budget, an emergency fund, and a solid savings setup. The next step is letting your money grow, moving from saving to investing.
Exactly. And honestly, in athletic terms, savings that defense, it keeps you safe. Investing, it's offense. It's what helps you win long term. The difference is time horizon. Money you'll need in the next year or two stays safe in that savings. Money you won't touch for 5 years or more should start working in the market. That's where compound interest really comes into play. I like to put it like this: compound interest is the secret sauce of wealth building. Your money earns interest, then interest earns more interest. The snowball effect, it just keeps rolling.
Yeah, the secret sauce, absolutely. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And here's a quick example. I mean, saving early can have a significant impact on your future retirement savings. So, for this, we'll consider a story of twins, both age 25 today, who will each start a savings plan with identical returns. One we'll call Mr. Early, and the other one Mr. Late. Mr. Early begins saving 5,500 annually at age 25, but stops the savings plan after just 10 years with the total contributions of $55,000. Mr. Late says, I really don't want to do that right now. I'm going to wait until I'm age 35 to begin saving. But he's going to contribute 5,500 annually for 30 years with the total contributions of $165,000. Because Late contributed $110,000 more to his plan, we would expect him to accumulate more savings, considering they have identical returns. But that's not the case, Soren.
No, actually, it's early ends up with 208,000 more dollars than late at age 65, while contributing $110,000 less of his income. Assuming each grew at about 8% every year, at age 65, early will have $935,000 and late will have $726,000. That's a 10-year head start, makes it impossible for late to catch up, even with the additional contributions. This example demonstrates that time is a powerful tool for compounding returns. But the only way to utilize this tool is by taking action without delay. Saving early allows time for money to grow. Waiting to start funding retirement and other goals can carry a steep price. Remember that time is one of the most precious assets. Starting today with the most modest savings amount will make the biggest difference for your future accumulation. So, where do you start? Begin with that company 401k or 403b, especially if they match. That's literally free money. Take free money where there is free money, because I don't know about you, Chris, but I love my free money. Then look into Roth IRAs if you're eligible. Stick with, broad index funds or exchange traded funds, ETFs. They're low cost and diversified. Automate those contributions, stay consistent, and ignore daily headlines. The goal isn't time the market, it's to spend time in that market.
Absolutely. And just make sure your basics are handled first. Keep that emergency fund intact, tackle high interest debt before investing heavily, and paying off a 20% credit card balance is a guaranteed 20% return. Once you're stable, invest regularly, keep your costs low, and rebalance that portfolio once a year. It's not flashy, it's just very, very effective.
Yeah. So you've built your foundation, a safety net, a plan for your money, and a strategy to make your savings work harder. Make that money work harder than you work for it. That's the start of real financial confidence.
Next week, we're going to peel back the curtain on how money actually works. We'll walk you guys through the big three: cash flow, protection, and wealth building. The pillars that turn confusion into clarity and all that stress going into adult life into confidence.
You'll see how each of those build on each other and how mastering them early gives you freedom later. Think of it as a blueprint to creating a financially secure life.
Yeah. And if today's episode's got you thinking, like, follow, subscribe, share it with a friend who's ready to get their money right, or who you just think needs the help. And join us next week as we level up your money mindset and keep learning the lessons life and school skipped, one episode at a time.
And remember, on Real Talk that school forgot, life doesn't come with a syllabus, but financial literacy, it starts here.